Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Lunch and Learn. Today's topic is getting started with Google Slides. Today, we're going to be learning an introduction to Google Slides. If you would like to learn more advanced features of Google Slides, please let us know by adding some comments in the chat. I'm Dana Rubenstein, a member of the Ed Tech Department with the School District of Palm Beach, and I'd like to also introduce my coworker.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Smekla.
And we are both EdTech specialists. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, we have a few just housekeeping things to mention. First, this webinar is being recorded. You can find the recording at our training site, which is edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org. You can also ask your questions in the chat on the right-hand side of your screen. This is also being recorded and will be presented on our YouTube channel. If you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, down below you should see a subscribe button that you can click, and then you'll be able to watch all of our previously recorded webinars in addition to our future webinars. There is about a 20-second delay between what Rebecca and I are saying and what you are seeing live through YouTube. So in the chat, please go ahead and ask your questions, and we have moderators that have a little wrench next to their name, and they'll be very helpful in answering your questions. Throughout the webinar, we'll also have some questions posted that we can answer live. So today we're going to be learning about Google Slides. Google Slides is one of the Google applications that helps to create presentations, projects, and lessons. This is an application that multiple people can work on at the same time. It saves automatically, and you can collaborate with others. In a moment, Rebecca is going to be going live into Google Slides and showing you exactly how to create and add content to your slides. She's going to show you how to share, how to edit in real time, how this can be used to chat and comment with other coworkers who might be working on your slides with you, how you can search within the web to find different images and videos, how you can restore previous versions of your slides. This also works on any device. That includes Chromebooks, Macs, PCs, your phone, any device, including a free app that you can download on your phone. One of the best features of Google Slides and really everything in Google is that you can find your slides from any device, anywhere, and anytime. They save automatically, which is so incredible. You'll never have to hit save again. And another great feature is that you can insert Creative Commons images, which means that there is no copyright no copyright issues. And then Rebecca's going to show you the Explore feature, where you can add different design features and you can search through your Drive or through the web to find different items that you can add to your slides. So let's talk about the navigation for a minute. Up here, you'll notice an image of the toolbar. This is very similar to other applications in the Google Suite. And Rebecca is going to be showing you how to go through all of that when you click on File and Edit and Insert and all of those. People are always asking about sharing, and this is very important to understand because there's 3 different ways that you can share your Google Slides. You can share them and allow others to edit, which means that that person can share with others, can edit your slides, and can add comments. You might want someone to only be able to add comments. And if you do that, then there's no editing involved. Or perhaps you want your slides to be view only so that no one will change your content or change anything that you've created. And that would be the view setting. So when Rebecca shares, she'll show you those 3 options and how you can access them. We're going to be going over the basics today, and that includes how to create a new Google Slides presentation, and there's multiple ways you can do that, how to share, how to add content and how to format your content, how to make a copy or download your Google Slide presentation, how to change themes using that explore button, commenting, and perhaps adding and assigning a task to other people that are working on your slides with you, how to insert or embed a video, especially YouTube videos. This is really, really handy. Version history is a wonderful part of slides because if you are collaborating with others, you'll be able to see who has contributed what. So Rebecca will be showing that, along with how to email collaborators and how to add a slides presentation to your Google Classroom. So with that, we're going to go live and I'm going to hand it over to Rebecca so she can show you how to create your Google Slides presentation.
Thank you, Dana. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We are in Drive right now. Remember, there's a couple of different ways for creation. We can go to the plus button and go to new slide, and I can start here, or I can go to my waffle and choose slides and start here, or I can go to a new tab and do slides dot new, which is a shortcut that starts you with a new slide deck. Okay, so let's orient ourselves. Right up here, we see our toolbars. We see the visual toolbar. We have some theme choices over here as well. You can also notice at the bottom, import a theme. I'm going to start with just a blank sample slide deck today. And if I click into my title box, it will automatically name that for me. So we've got a good start going here, but I'm not going to create this on my own. So I'm going to want to share this and get some collaborators with me. Notice it says private to only me right here. Let me go ahead and click my share, and I'm going to add Dana and John. And over here to the right, I see the rights that they have. I'm going to allow them to edit. If I only wanted my colleagues to comment on the slides, I could choose that option. Or if I just wanted view only access, this would be the option I would choose. So I'm going to go ahead and send that off to them so they can join me in this presentation. And I'm also going to go into share and click the advanced and change the specific people to anyone with the link. So although we are working on it together with edit access, I want anyone to be able to view it once I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And done. You'll notice now it says anyone who has the link can view. Okay, so you can see with the pink, I can see that that's Dana in here right now. So she can go ahead and begin contributing. So we're going to take a look at some of the formatting that you can do inside. And she's adding a photo, which is awesome. So up here at the file, we can go ahead and take a look at if you wanted to do new. If you had additional slides you'd already done, you could import. If you needed to make a copy of this entire presentation or just selected slides, you can do that. And we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. If I needed to download this into PowerPoint, or if I wanted to make it a PDF, I have options for download here. Let's take a look at our toolbar. So remember we talked about in Google, there's also going to be multiple places to do the same thing, right? So I can insert a text box here. I can also click insert and get my text box here. I can do an image here. I can also insert an image here. I can also insert an image in the Explore feature. So there's multiple ways to edit inside of Google Slides. So, hey, look at this. It's already starting to look nice, right? So I have these themes, and if I wanted to do a theme, it would stick to it the whole way through. But I want to show you something really cool, and that's with this Explore feature. So because they put in an image and because they put in a text box, it's going to automatically start giving me some different options based on just having a picture in it or just having some text in it. So that Explore feature has multi-use when you're in slides. It's going to give you some graphic advice for design. but it also allows you to search inside of that document. So let me pop down to one of these that's blank. Notice it automatically, because I'm in there and there's 2 text boxes, it's going to give me some different options, and that's going to continually change. So if you're using Explore for graphic design, when you add something into it, the options are going to change. Now, if you have 18 text boxes and 7 pictures, you're not going to get any options there. So it does have to be somewhat clean and polished. So let's go ahead and just search. So the Explore feature can be used for searching as well. So if I search cats, always safe to search cats. I can click into my images and I can choose an image. That's kind of cool. So I can put that in my text box. If I click out of my Explore and then go back into my Explore, now I'm going to get some really cool choices, right? So you can see how the Explore feature can be really, really beneficial for your design. It makes you look like a graphic designer, really. But let's say I don't like that picture, or if I want to reformat that picture, just by clicking on it, it's going to pull up my format options. So I can change the size, I can change the position, I can recolor it, I can adjust it, I can add drop shadows or reflections. You can also just grab them, move it around, take my text box. If I take that out and click Explore again, I'm going to get some different options. So you can see you don't really have to work super hard to make it look pretty cool. Okay, drop down or image. Okay, so let's get back to editing. Oh, I almost forgot about the commenting. Look at this. So Dana has gone in, oops, clicked out of it, and assigned a comment to me. Ooh, my mouse is being weird today. I'm going to stop using the mouse. Okay, so Dana has gone in and said, please add details to this slide, right? So of course, I'm going to add some details because she asked me to, and I'm just going to be kind of adding details, not the best details. And then I can go back in and talk to Dana and say, done. Thank you, Dana. I can reply back to her. We're going to see our comments on the slide until they're resolved. Once they're resolved, they're going to go back into the comment bar, but you will not lose this. So if you're commenting back and forth with your students, let's say your students have an assignment and they have to do a presentation and they want you to give them some advice, they can share it with you. You can come in and give advice, and the comments are always going to stay in that comment history. So you'll be able to see all of the comments that the teacher made, that the students made, back and forth to each other, which is pretty awesome. Let's see what we got here. Missing my second home. So I guess most of you can probably guess where this is. Notice over here on the right, with just having that Explore open, I have all kinds of different options that I can choose to just go ahead and have it ready to go just by putting in a couple of details. Okay, so let's go back into, let me get a new slide. Notice it copied that one straight, but I can go in and I can get any layout that I want. So let's go in and get a video, because the video is really awesome in slides. So if I go to video, and let's see, let's look for that I should probably click into the box if I want to start typing EdTech training website tour. This is a cool video that one of our colleagues, John Long, made to show you around our website. So notice I can just search and it popped up right here. I can also preview right inside this search box. So I can say, oh, that one's 11 minutes. That's way too long. That one's 14 minutes. That's way too long. I'm going to stick with the original choice I had. I'm going to select that and I'm going to insert that into my slide deck. Let me get rid of that because I don't want that. And let me make this bigger so you can see this. So this is really cool, right? And then again, I click explore, it gives me some better options, makes it a little bit cleaner looking. But what I really want to showcase is when you click into the video, let me get rid of explore, I'm going to get these format options. And this is really powerful for videos. So a lot of times you have a video, but you only want the students to see maybe 20 seconds of that video, right? So this video is 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So I want for the beginning, I don't need that beginning part. I want it to start at the 20-second mark. So notice over here, I started it at 22nd. And I only want them to watch until the 2 minutes. So just a little bit over a minute, I want them to watch. So this is essentially is going to put just the part of the video that I want my students to see. So if it's a 10-second clip or a 20-second clip or a 2-minute clip, you can control that inside of Google Slides. I can also click this button that will autoplay when I'm in present mode. I can also turn off the audio. So maybe you just want the students to see what's on the screen and not hear what's on the screen. So you have that option to mute from there. But I think that the whole being able to start and stop is very powerful. That's going to allow your students to not have to view any ads or any, what's coming up next on YouTube. It's just going to play the portion of the video that you want your students to see. So that can be super powerful. Okay, what else are we doing? We're doing version history. Version history is one of my super faves, all-time favorites. I personally always just like to go in through this link at the top where it says all changes saved in Drive. But I do want to point out, because some people like the drop-down menus, that if you go to File, you can also go to version history here as well. Now, that's kind of more of a 2 or 3 clicks. So for me, I'm just going to stick to the quick route and click right there. So you can see this is a brand new slide deck. So it's not going to have a lot of version history. But by clicking down, I can see everything that I did. I can see where Dana came in. I can see where John came in and see everything that everyone contributed to this slide deck. And this is wonderful if you're using groups with your students for presentations. So if you have 3 students working on a project together on a presentation, and they can do this collaboratively, they can do it live, they can do it from home. You'll be able to see, after they share it with you, exactly who did what in each slide. It's really awesome. You can also rename these. So if I wanted to say, draft 1, this was our presentation, and then we can easily jump back and forth to draft 1, draft 2, draft 3. And I'm going to pop back in. Oh, we got a smiley face now. I like it. So let's pretend that we just did an amazing, amazing job on this, and we want to share it to our Google Classroom. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that. If you're in your classroom, where's my classroom? I'm in my classroom. So there's a couple of different ways. You can just share it on the stream from your Google Drive. And it's going to be right there because it's in my most recent. I can just click it and add it, post it so everyone can see. They're going to have that view access, right? I can also do it as an assignment. So if I wanted to create an assignment and have all of my students watch this, I can do it that way. Maybe, there it goes. Add it. And at this point, I can say, do I want my students to view the file or edit the file, or do I want to make a copy for each student? So depending on what your lesson is, if you're just assigning this to 4 students and you want them to work on it together, you would do the edit. If you just want them to look at the information that you're providing, you would do view. If you want students to actually take a look, read that video or watch the video and then answer some questions on the slide and text boxes, you can make a copy for each student. So there's multiple ways you can use slides inside a classroom. All right, back to our slide deck. A couple other things we just wanted to point out real quick before we're done today. And I know this is a short one because it's a lunch and learn, but we have, our toolbar across the top. So not only can we put in text boxes where we can write in text, We have the options to do images. And those images, if you're searching the web, remember, are always going to be Creative Commons licensed photos. Let's see if they even have anything for Disney since you did that. I'm wondering. There we go. So Creative Commons licensed photos, we can just pop that right in, insert, and we're good to go. That one's something we can use. And let's say we wanted to do some shapes. You know, we can have fun with shapes with graphic organizers for our students, right? So let's say I wanted to do a Venn diagram, and I'm going to make a circle. And this is a trick that I always like to tell people. Don't try and do 2 circles because you'll drive yourself crazy trying to make them format the same. Just copy and paste the one, right? So Control-C, Control-V, and then you can make yours. And it's exactly the same size. Go in and make it transparent. So right now, notice these are gray and they're filled in. So you would want to make that transparent. Clicking on it, and then that paint bucket, just make it transparent. So now you have a beautiful, nice Venn diagram ready for your students. You put in what you want them to compare and contrast, and you're good to go. What else do we have? Emailing collaborators. So when you're finished, let's say Dana and Shu, this is not, you know, the largest group, but let's say I was working on this with 15 different people, and I wanted them to check all of the updates that I'd made, and I didn't want to add, you know, comments for all 15 people. I can just easily email everybody that's on this slide deck, put in a message, please check slide 6 for updates, add anything that you want, and then send it. I can also send a copy to myself. I can also change the theme over here. It doesn't go away. So even if you're a theme type person, you can get all kinds of different themes and it'll stick with each slide. You can import themes from other places. You can add in transitions. So if you want to add a dissolve or a fade or a slide, you have different options for transitions in your formatting. And that is pretty much the basics, unless I left something out, team.
No,
Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think we're ready to move on.
Okay. So before we move on, were there any questions in the chat that we need to address?
No, I don't think so. One question was asking about almost like a Siri where the kids could speak and it will type on the screen. So I did find something in the accessibility on the Chromebook that is like a dictation, but just a disclaimer, I've not used it. I don't know if it's something that is always on or something like that. So they can, I sent some stuff in the chat, but I think it's good.
I do have a little bit of a workaround for that.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So inside of slides in the speaker notes, let me see if I can move this up.
Oh.
You can actually voice type in the speaker notes.
I missed that, Tasha. I read wrong. Tasha did say that.
Yep, you can. I gotta remember how to do it, but I think it's in tools.
There it is, voice type speaker notes.
So you can voice type. I got to turn it on to make it work.
It's there. Yeah, it's there right on the left. Click to speak.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see it. I missed it. Here we go.
Okay.
And allow. So there is a little bit of a workaround with this. The students can voice type inside of the speaker notes only. Unfortunately, they cannot voice type inside of a text box in the slide, but you could have them voice type and then copy and paste into the text box. Period.
Yeah, see, you learn something every day. I had no idea that was there.
Yeah, usually that's one that we kind of go over in more of the advanced, but it's a easy, fix. And so I'm glad that we could help.
Denise followed up with, she doesn't know if the kids are using a Chromebook. With obviously, if you're on an Apple device, they have Siri already built in. So you just type it and then you could do your text or speech to text that way. So just keep that in mind that each device, I believe Windows also has one as well. They have an accessibility feature to do that too. So the other question is, like, with your slides, how would you send this out to your students, Rebecca? Would you make each copy for a student? Would you have them comment? Would you have them just only edit?
It depends on how you're using it. So if you're created a presentation that's just for information for the students to go through at their own pace, then it would be view only. If you're putting your students in groups and creating basically like a template type thing, then you would, give them edit access, but you would have to like do separate assignments, right? So I would assign slide deck 1 to John and Tasha and Dana, and then I would reuse that assignment and do another, copy of that same one, but a different copy. So it was, each group would have their own to work on. Or if you were doing it, let's say as an assignment, and you had, put in some math problems and then told the students to type their answer here inside of a text box, then in that case, you would give 1 copy per student. Does that make sense?
Yep, totally. The other one, Robert shares how he's a little nervous about having high school kids have access and doing all of this collaborating together. And I think the best point for this is what Rebecca shared with the revision history, in that even if a kid put something inappropriate and then deleted it, you could go into that revision history and that inappropriate comment will still be there that you can pull up live and see what that student already deleted.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point, John. And I think that when you teach students about this, that it's very important that you show them that version history so they're well aware that every single thing that they type in there is recorded for history and it does not go away.
Yep, and if they know that if in front, then it's tied to their username, and if there are some things that are totally inappropriate, report that to your admins, and they will send it up to the Google team, who will get school police involved if necessary. So that is a possibility. Another one is about having 1 slide per student that John kind of did answer in the chat, but I think it's important to bring up. Like, if you wanted each kid to have their own slide, you could either put that in the speaker notes, which kid gets that, or number your slides and say, every time we do this, you get slide number 1, or just put their name in there in a text box. And then they know which slide to go to.
Right. And you could even do a text box, but then fill it with a color. So it would, jump out.
Good idea.
And then what I would do, I don't like that being that color though, I'd make that white. So then you could just take that formatting and then copy and paste it into every other slide and just change the name. So everybody has that. Make yourself a template. Yep, and then just do make a copy each time. So you're only having to put your students' names in there one time and then just have your template copy. And then each time you're ready to do an assignment, make a copy of that slide deck. And I'll show you how to do that. You just do File, make a copy, an entire presentation. Let's just pretend everybody's name is on each slide. And then I would just call it whatever that is, assignment 1. And then put it wherever you want. You can go ahead and organize it in your drive. So you could put it in your classroom folder or a folder that is going to be good for you. You can put it wherever you want. And then click OK. And then you'll have another copy. And we'll just pretend this is in a nice, beautiful template. But then I can just start putting in my new questions, my new information. So it's really easy just to make a full copy of every, you do all the hard work up front and then make a copy.
And as John Long said, you can always state up front or even have it in the slide deck that the code of conduct does apply, even though we're learning remotely, so they can do that. John Long also said you could also use the first slide. He's got some great ideas over there.
John could have done this one.
He's just out there sharing ideas like crazy. But you could also create a table and maybe I'm reading it wrong, but on the first slide have a table and just have each kid's name and say, okay, you get slide 2, you get slide 3, so they know their slide assignments as soon as they hop in. The only issue is if someone adds a slide, then that throws all your numbers off. So that's why the one Rebecca was sharing with putting their name in the corner might be easier.
Yeah, it might get kind of, depending on how many students you have in your class too.
Yeah, might get a little complex, but still good ideas out there to try to manage when you're doing a large group on one document. So
Yeah.
can the teacher lock objects and students can't unlock them? I believe that's possible, right?
Yeah, it's more advanced.
Yeah,
You're going to have to do that with like there's multiple
a
ways to
master.
do it.
Yeah.
You can do it with like by inserting a drawing, and then where is that? Another way that you can do it is you can make the slide a PDF. Like take a picture of it basically, and then insert it back in as an image. And then once it's an image, they won't be able to move it. Does that make sense?
There you go. Yep.
I'm trying to remember how to do that. I haven't done that.
I was hoping maybe it had a lock option like the.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm not the master.
Let me see.
Someone can Google it. I know that there are ways to have things where they're movable.
Yeah, so you could technically, this is super advanced. There is a way to edit your master.
Oh, yeah.
But that goes way, way beyond what we're trying to do here. We're trying to keep this one simple. So
yeah, that's definitely going to.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. So, but yeah. But if you're interested in that kind of thing, you could always Google it, search YouTube. I'm sure there's 3 or 4 videos, if not 10,000 of them ready to go. So that looks like all the comments, ladies. So I believe Dana has a few more things to share.
Thank you. So we do have some additional resources that you can access on your free time. We're going to be posting this slideshow presentation along with the recorded webinar on our website, which I'm going to show you right now. If you go to edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org, that will take you to the training website for our department. And I just want to highlight real quick the calendar, because this is where you'll see our upcoming events, including our educational technology office hours. And so you can just scroll through and see our upcoming topics. We have some great ones coming up next week, such as Jamboard, and we're having another meeting with SMART and Discovery Education. So lots of great things coming. And to find the resources that have already been presented, if you come to the top and click on live stream resources, you'll see there's a page for all of the topics that we've presented so far. Here's one for slides. And soon after this webinar, this one's under construction, but soon we'll be adding the information that was shared, and you can come back in here and see all of the resources that are available. We are so grateful that you have attended today's webinar, and if you need any future assistance, we have a Google form that you can fill out to request additional help. The link is down here. Hopefully someone can add that to the chat for us. It's bit.ly/help-form-edtech, and we will receive your request and we will get help to you as soon as possible. And we are so thankful and we appreciate all the work that you've been doing to help all of the students. So have a wonderful afternoon and thank you for joining us.
Bye.